the obvious answer to me is we must do everything in Hong Kong to improve our public consultation processes. Because beyond doing something for ourselves in Hong Kong, there is a bigger play across the border. Okay, just look at how important consultation has been. The Lok Ma Chau line, we've talked about that. Well, you know what happened. The story was this was to fast-track the development across the border. Public consultation in Hong Kong, people had lots of questions. EPD at that stage rejected the EIA report. Gong Valley and the wetlands were saved. And, you know, yes, it cost us billions of dollars and 2 years of delay, and then we can think back whether that was a good thing or not. But in any case, let's not downplay the fact that when the two systems came together, something happened. Another example, seawater flushing in the Shenzhen River. Probably this is not something that you know about, but this is another quite good example of consultation. Hong Kong green groups did enter that space, and actually Hong Kong green groups objected to it on ecological grounds, and the project was set aside. The Zhuhai Hong Kong Macau Bridge. This is a life issue. It's going to judicial review. I know Ralph is almost arguing we don't need this anymore because of the link that he talked about. But in any case, what I'm saying is Hong Kong has these ways of getting its view more publicly debated. And what is the argument on this case? It's about, well, we actually don't know what is the air pollution in terms of the numbers of cars that might come across. We don't know what is the air pollution impact on Hong Kong. Nobody has calculated it. We've not done our homework on public health. Okay, so let's see how the judicial review is going to go. But of course, if you're working in government, you've already accepted the delay. I mean, you know, it's already delayed. And if we go to court, if there's going to be an appeal, it's 3 years. Now, is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? Depends on where you sit. Okay, the Lok Ma Chau Loop. This is another current case, which I won't go into because we've talked about it already. Okay, so what can Hong Kong gain by entering into that space, learning about the mainland process, understanding the rhetoric, using the rhetoric to speak to the mainland, but also to implant in our rhetoric? Let's face it, on the mainland, they look at Hong Kong, they see how we talk, they think we have a lot of rhetoric as well. That's why they say we talk and don't get anything done. This was Zhurongji's statement. So what I'm saying is, we can lay aside some of the perhaps biases that we have with each other and just focus on what is it that we can do. So what is the Hong Kong vision for the PRD? Can we in Hong Kong try to deepen our own articulation of what that is? That is definitely worth doing. The national system, let us not trash the national system. It is how they are, 5-year plans and so on. Learn to use that system. Participate in that system. Use a different language if we have to on the mainland. Invent our own rhetoric and try to use that rhetoric so that our friends on the mainland think those are better words. This is hard work. It requires imagination and energy and a lot of guts. It may come from the community if people in government are not generating that energy. But, you know, if we believe in the Hong Kong community, this is what it's about. And we must participate. We must not reject this process because, frankly, we have no choice. Okay, make use of the opportunity. So, for example, Civic Exchange, as I said, once the 2008 plan came out, we wanted to tell more people. We have also been trying to articulate and inserted a new idea. Hong Kong is a port city. Shenzhen is a port city. Guangzhou is a port city. If we add the container throughput of these 3 cities, we're bigger than Shanghai. We're bigger than Singapore. In fact, 12% of the world's container throughput comes through these 3 ports. And you know, this is a really, really small geographical area. Cleaning up ports is really important. So what we've been trying to do is to say, okay, look, there are these plants here. Let us not forget that there there is a port city component. How do we clean up these ports at the same time? I won't go into too much detail, but if people are interested, we actually have a whole plan on this. The other thing that is not even on here that I've been thinking about is, I work in air pollution, and I think many of you may know that. My vision for the future of air quality management long term must be regional. Can you imagine little Hong Kong, little Macau, trying to manage our air? Well, we know it doesn't work. We know we have to collaborate with the mainland. But what is the model we are going to use? Now, Hong Kong and Guangdong already has the best air monitoring systems in the whole of China. We have 16 air monitoring stations that are linked up. They have the capacity to go on real-time online. The policymakers in Beijing, they know this is the best system in China. This is the model that is going to be spread out in the rest of China. So this is a distinct Hong Kong contribution. This was done, credit to Mr. Tong, in 1999. They agreed on how to try and voluntarily get Hong Kong and Guangdong to try to clean up. It's very painful. It takes a lot of time. We're getting somewhere. So in the future, Hong Kong, Macau, and Guangdong have got to jointly manage the air. How do we do this within one country and two systems? What are the legal, political, administrative ramifications? What model do we look at? We're using the Californian Air Resources Board as a model. Our kind of research is to pump these ideas out there and to see how it can be done in a local context that considers the local ramifications, the mainland context. Again, the management of the whole of the Pearl River watershed, that's got to be done. So these are the things. How is Hong Kong going to play a role in this? So this is my summary. Hong Kong gives your expectations, your continuing efforts to articulate Hong Kong's aspirations, our experience in the planning process. What will Hong Kong gain? Well, we too can navigate the national planning system. We just need to learn the politics. We need to learn the rhetoric. We need to be there. We need to be open-minded about it. And then, of course, we need to articulate specific ideas in specific places. It may be a road, it may be a bridge, it may be ports, it may be something specific. How to open up routes, which I think KK already talked about. These biodiversity paths, right? Opening up, very, very important. So Big Exchange, we're fully there to exploit this process, and I hope people in Hong Kong will accept that, because people in Hong Kong do accept that we are a part of China, and we need to understand and learn how to navigate the system across the border. This is not giving up. This is taking an extremely activist approach. Thank you very much.